Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are getting very, very close here. Stellaris? There we go, now it unpaused. Fantastic. I think I didn't have the game selected there. That's exciting. We're getting very close here to attacking the Voor technocracy. We're not quite there yet, but we are certainly getting close. I do want to get the planetary capital on Ishnor Prime upgraded, and we do need to get our corridor of hyper relays down this way done. That is very important for our logistics network for this war, so that's just incredibly important, right? We have to get that done, period, end of story. That has to be done. So we're currently entering orbit of Rotnev here. The Bilnok entered into a defensive pact with the Rontor Hive. Sure. I don't really care about that. That is fine. They can do that all they want. So we're going to build in Rotnev here. And we're currently building in Trappist, and we have queued up through Withier. Sounds good. No real problem there. And of course, up here we are building our Strategic Coordination Center site. We're upgrading our Science Nexus. That is more important right now than upgrading our Mega Shipyard. So that is absolutely fine. The Bilnok subjugated the Rontor Hive. That's interesting. Okay. That's very interesting, actually. Because the Bilnok have this territory up over here, right? And there's that gateway, which is actually going to make things very interesting for us. We take over that gateway, and we control this entire area of space. For now, of course, we're not too concerned about that. We're much more interested in taking over the Voor. That is incredibly impactful for us. If we manage to do that, we immediately become, like, probably the most powerful nation at that point. I think that's very clear. I am going to want to, as soon as this month tick happens, which is right now, queue up the hyper relay in Wendell. And then from there, we're going to move over to Zariadnus. Cool. So that'll keep our construction ships busy for a little while here. And how many more are we going to need? 1, 2, it doesn't matter which way we go. 3, 4, 5. That's it. 5 more hyper relays beyond what we have queued up. That's not bad. In fact, that's really, really good. What can you offer us? Another leader. Okay. No thanks. We'll pass on that one.
Technology discovered.
Cool. So there's robot output. Not like we're using robots. But we're going to grab, I think, a fungible circuitry for robo-modding. Not like we're using robots, but it is the cheapest available, and it's a rare tech. So we may as well. No real point not doing that, in my opinion. The Ganges has finished up here in Awarth, so we can go ahead and get our Strategic Coordination Center upgrading at this time. We will definitely do so. And then I want to come down over towards, like, Maneth. And we still need to build a Mega Art installation and an Interstellar Assembly, although these are not necessarily super high priorities. So we're just... Actually, I think we're going to disband this construction ship. We don't need it at this point for quite a long time. We've got plenty of megastructure construction to do, and it can't really contribute down here because of our influence game, right? So I think we're okay here. I think that'll be as good as it gets. Fantastic. Orbital research mandate, huh? Well, that's not happening. I can tell you that right now. We don't have any orbital stations to build. So, yeah, that's not going to be a thing. Okay, so we're building our alloys back up, of course. It costs quite a lot to get this going. But it should be fine. Should be absolutely fine. Now, one thing we could definitely think about doing with our alloys is upgrading our 3 defensive stations on the borders with the Voor. There's also the Tunari Vortex here, and that could be a problem for us. But that's why we want to control the L cluster so thoroughly, right? So that'll be fine. The Juggernaut is almost done. So that'll be done in 30 days. Excellent. That's very, very close now. And we have finished up this hyper relay. We're going to build one in Wathier now. We're still building the hyper relay in Wendell. And then after that, we'll head up to Zariadnes, which will take a little while, but not too long. Cool. After Wathier, of course, we need to build Inkastaba, so we'll go ahead and queue that up. The construction of the impressive Juggernaut has been completed. This mobile behemoth changes the paradigm of offensive war entirely. It can construct and repair ships on the front line and is equipped with devastating firepower, allowing for a ceaseless assault of those who dare stand against us. Only fools will oppose the human Star League now. Indeed. So that's at 32,000 strength, and we will send that and park it, as I said previously, about in this asteroid belt. We're hoping, actually maybe like here, we're hoping that it will engage guys at the L gate, and then pull them into the terminal egress station. That would be the ideal. We'll see if that actually happens. And this is the route that it's taking. Okay, that's not too bad.
Discovered.
It should get there reasonably quickly. Okay, looking at our incomes here. All of these are the same, so I feel like energy credits from jobs is actually a good thing to get here because we aren't super high on our energy credits right now. We're not, like, in imminent danger of going bankrupt or anything, but we're not in the best situation there. Let's go ahead and get a research complex on Seoperk, and that's probably going to put us negative in exotic gases. That's to be expected. It's not the greatest of things, but we don't have that many exotic gases right now. That's for sure. Okay, so we're going to be done. Oh, we did build our hyper relay in the Wendell system. Cool. So we're now going to take the hyper relay up to Zilbach's Maw. Sounds good. And once we arrive in Zariadnes, at this point we may as well just queue this up. Actually, we are lacking in 6 exotic, or rather rare crystals, but we're making 7 per month. So we'll just give it a moment. On the month tick,
Technology discovered.
we'll build our hyper relay. There we go. Robo-modding has finished up, and these are all repeatable techs at this point. So let's grab kinetic weapon attack speed, I think. There we go. That'll do for the moment. Those are all repeatable techs at this point. So that's very interesting. We are definitely going to be finishing up our Strategic Coordination Center in 2,000 days. I'm thinking about timing right now, right? Because if we look at our technologies here, we're going to be getting 20 naval cap in 6 months. And then this upgrade here is, I believe, going to give us 50 naval cap. So we'll be able to expand our fleets at that point. This on its own will not allow us to expand our fleets without being over cap. So that is a concern. But 2,000 days is quite a ways out, and I'm not sure that we're going to wait that long to attack the Voor. I suspect we're not. It is quite a long time. We do have some time for these constructions over here, but we're now at the point where Kastaba is connected into our hyper relay network. Sasan is not very far away either. There's a crime wave on Anastasia Prime. Okay, we already have a precinct house here. Okay. We can upgrade that to a Hall of Judgment, I suppose. That would be fine. And this industrial world here, what do we need on that? Well, we need housing and a job. So an industrial district would do the trick there. Cool. Everything else, as far as our worlds go, looks fine. Cool. So Kastaba is going to be connected in. Sasan is not quite connected in yet.
Technology discovered.
It's probably close enough. There's our naval cap. At this point, we are going to grab Create Resort World as a reroll, just to clean up some of these non-repeatable techs. That brings us up to only being one above our fleet cap. That's nice. We do like that. That's a very, very good thing. 47% on our Hyper Relay in Kastaba, 72 on Zariadnus. So we'll head to Strubius next, but of course, we need 300 rare crystals. I'm going to buy in 200, and we'll just save up for the rest. Cool. So we'll queue up in Strubius next. There we go. And we're going to finish up in Kastaba soon enough. We don't have our influence currently. Our income dropped. Why? I guess research agreements? Maybe we made another agreement. I'm not sure why it dropped there. I feel like we were spending 1.75 on agreements previously. But our influence income definitely did drop. That said, we don't need much more influence from here. So it's fine. It's completely okay. We'll queue up in Odlama. And then the last one that we'll need will be in Sasan. So that'll be perfect. We'll be able to get rid of this construction ship once it's done in Odlamont. And this one is now building over here. Cool. So that's 5% done. It'll take it a little while, of course, to get that fully done. Let's check in on our Science Nexus. 1,000 days remaining on the level 1 Science Nexus. 1,600 on the Strategic Coordination Center.
Technology
We will
discovered.
definitely be ready for this war before the Strategic Coordination Center. That's for sure. We can finish up our fleet command limit. Not like we can technically use that right now, but we will be able to quite soon. So that'll be fine. Excellent. 20% on our hyper relay here, 30% on this hyper relay. That's all completely fine. Where exactly is the Destican Combine? That's their capital? Okay, that makes sense. So we can take over the Destican Combine very, very easily if they do end up joining the war. What is this? Banning sentient slave trade. We support this. We don't oppose it. We support. Cool. Excellent. We are, after all, democratic liberators, and we need to do some liberation. That's for sure. We've gotten almost to that point. We're so close now. 59% on our hyper relay here. And we're just waiting on a little bit of influence here. Technically, we need like 2 month ticks, I think. Yes, we need 2 month ticks. That is correct. Fantastic. So we are working on unyielding here. We're a long ways away from this because we're not really... We're spending a lot on non-edict related unity, right? That's for sure. Our edicts fund is not ideal. Do we need to be running mining subsidies right now? Let's try turning that off and seeing what our mining looks like after this next month tick. We might dip negative here. If we do, we'll turn it back on. What do we got? Yeah, we did. Just barely, though. We definitely need to come up and build our hyper relay in Sasan. And we're going to finish up this hyper relay here. We'll disband this ship. Okay. We do not require that construction ship anymore. This one we will keep around, and we will move it over to Maneth after it's done there. But it will finish up in Sasan. As I said, though, we are now at a point where I would feel reasonably comfortable attacking the Voor. The major question that I have is, do they have L-Gate access via this region over here? We don't know much about what's going on over here. We know that there's L-Gate access via the Dustican Combine. So there's that. If we were to queue up defense platforms here, how much would that cost? I probably wouldn't wait on them finishing, but how much would maxing this out cost? That's not bad. Let's get that underway. They only take 60 days to build as well. So I think that's fine. Let's double check our defense platform design. Certainly not the longest of range. That's just kind of defense platforms in a nutshell. This seems fine. Okay. So the only location that is a concern for us is the Tunari Vortex. That is a definite concern. Everywhere else that they can attack is kind of irrelevant because we have strong defenses there. Via the L-Gate, or via normal hyperspace. So, how do we want to handle the Tunari Vortex? So we could propose their subjugation. Integration permitted is blocked by a galactic community resolution. This one? Yes, it is this one. Okay. So it would cost us 150 to propose this. So here's the thing. If we're not going to do that, like, our plan was to propose subjugation, which would give us a subjugation CB on them. They would, of course, decline this. But that was the plan. And have integration permitted, and then integrate them. That was the overall concept. However, integration permitted is currently blocked by a galactic community resolution. Our other option is to go for claims. Claims are very expensive, influence-wise. And I don't think that's really particularly good for our thematic setup anyway. I think that for our theme, vassals are better. Federations are maybe even better, but I think I want to work with the subjugation systems. So that's the plan. We could still make them our vassal. We just wouldn't be able to integrate them. Which does kind of defeat the purpose of our setup here. We do want to integrate them. So we're going to need to find a way to repeal the ensured sovereignty. It currently has weak support. That said, we could make them our vassal with generous terms, and then just keep making people our vassal until we have enough diplomatic weight to force that through. The other option is that we could leave the galactic community. Again, I don't feel like that's particularly thematically good for us.
Technology discovered.
So yeah, I think that's going to be the overall plan there. There's our fleet command limit. That's nice. We could grab assault army damage and morale. That'll be reasonably fine. All of these will finish up quite soon. So, We definitely need to bank up influence no matter what at this point. Pirates have been sighted in Grogmora. And we should be able to get there pretty quickly. I'm going to send the first fleet over there. 169 days, huh? And it's all because the Destican Combine closed their borders to us? They're very rude. Yeah, the Voor would join that. But the Destican would not if we attack the Voor. That's very interesting. Okay, so our best bet for getting over here would actually be these guys. Or perhaps... No, that wormhole isn't great. So it would be these guys. And we would pop out here in 84 days. Okay. They're likely going to do some damage here. Wait a second. They're fighting these space whales. The space whales win this, I think. Do they not? Well, these guys definitely win it. Okay. We're going to tell these guys, go on back to where you were. Cool. Because, yeah, this force absolutely wins. The Calictora definitely defeat these.
Discovered.
So that's fine. We got our energy credits from jobs. That's always nice. Next up, we're going to go for energy weapon attack speed. And yeah, they just immediately wipe out those pirates. So we lost nothing from that. Cool. That's great. We need to figure out how we're going to go after the Voor, and I do think we will propose subjugation. Remember, we can always change their subjugation terms later. That is an option. So we can go for letting them have, like, a full independent diplomacy. But I think that they must follow our overlord's votes in the galactic community. I think restricted voting is the way to go. They're free to engage in most diplomacy. So that would be fine. Expansion would be permitted, not that they have anywhere to expand to. I think we would not take any resources from them. And they would be called into defensive wars. We're not going to be declaring offensive wars that we can't win. But if they're just called into defensive, that's fine. No holdings limit. And unified sensors.
Technology
cool.
discovered.
So of course we're lacking in the influence to get that done. But that's going to be the plan. We are going to take here the auto-curating vault. Just get that out of the way. Let's grab next mega cannons. Cool. So we're going to be declaring on them as soon as our influence allows, I think. Did I not tell these guys to not come this way? I did not. Okay, they need to come back. Luckily, we're not going just yet. And it won't take them that long. 160 days to get that distance is pretty good. Let's check in real quick. 600 days on our strategic coordination site. Okay. First contact with the progenitors here. We greet you as friends and equals. They care little for our diplomatic maneuvering, so that's fine. They are very happy with us. Cool. Okay. So what's our next step here? Well, our next step is definitely wait for 100 influence. We certainly need that. Because in order to offer the subjugation, we need the influence. So that'll be the plan here. They're permitted to expand. Defensive and defensive, yes. Holdings limit 0, unified sensors. This is the plan. There's a council election imminent. We are not a top candidate. That's fine. We're not really trying to be at this moment. Okay, we've arrived in Maneth. That's nice. We will finish up our Science Nexus construction here. We definitely want to get our next level of Science Nexus going. For sure. So that's going to be in 10 days. Elthier Prime has Gang Wars. Okay, that's very rude. We will definitely put in a precinct house here. And we will launch an anti-crime campaign. Okay. The Science Nexus Central Hub is now in place, equipped with a state-of-the-art singularity reactor. Our engineers are preparing to add the next most challenging segment of the facility, the Voor research wings. They'll be fitted with pioneering technology able to withstand everything from violent heat to intense pressure waves and alien pathogens. They will also provide housing for our mini researchers. We've come a long way. Indeed we have, and we're going to build the Science Nexus research wing next. Cool. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll deal with our energy credit issue. That's going to continue to drift downward a little bit for the next little while. But we're definitely going to be going to war with the Voor extremely soon. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.